The reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. Every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
I think that most people, the reason that they lack success in their life is that they lack the courage to make the decisions that need to be made to put them in the position that they want to be in.
You can get so scared, and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking, in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.
All right. Welcome to R2R, Wreck to Riches. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment, subscribe, post notifications. Let everybody out there on Twitter know. We have this out there on Twitter. I always tweet it. So you got to retweet, like it, get the algorithm going. Let the people know that we're live streaming. Knock on the neighbor's door. All right? Call your grandma. Send the links out. You guys know the drill. But before we continue, always remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to crypto, because you could get wrecked and lose it all. This is for pure entertainment purposes. Who do we got here? What's going on? Not Goo God, but Goo God. Glad to see you around, brother. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to cover bear market confirmed. I mean, in my point of view, I'll tell you guys, and I've been telling you, I got the confirmation. What's up, bro? What's going on with PWBTC? I guess we'll take a look at that later. I was just texting with somebody about that just a minute ago, and there's a whole backstory to it that involved good old RH, and we'll take a look at that momentarily. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. All right, if you guys want to gamble your money away, leverage trade perpetuals, do it on a decentralized exchange, not your keys, not your crypto when you go any other way. Links in the description to Astrodex, where you can short, you can long, you can do whatever you please. You can play the perpetuals game on Astrodex on a decentralized exchange, whether it's on BNB, Ethereum. I think there's a few other ones, Arbitron, Solana. Pick your poison. Links in the description. Now, yeah, I've been talking about the top happen, for Bitcoin. What was it, October the 5th? $126,000 Bitcoin. You want to take a look at something interesting at when the top happened? Basically, it wasn't quite the top by a couple $1,000s, but on August, the 9th, 10th, or 11th, they call it the 13th, right? All the way to the actual top of 126,000 on October the 5th, right about here, right? We have close to like a what they would say, hey, it's a double top, right? Then you have this big red wick. Let's rewind though from A to Z. The end of the bull market, which was the last top in 2021, right? And that peaked at about, we'll call it November, if we can get the date right on, about November, we'll call it November the 10th, November the 8th, 2021. But just like this cycle, right? Look at here, not quite, but just about a month prior, that's close to like a double top that we had here and then here. And look at that red wick right there. Look at that red wick right there. Kind of looks identical. But the thing I want to talk about, this red candle, this wick, to about 42,000, recovered, went back up to 51,000. This is the volatility of cryptocurrency and these relief rallies that they call them, a sucker's rally. basically. It suckers you back into the market. 51,000 drops back down. You're scooping the dips into 38K. You even get another one to about 36, 35. It goes up, it goes down, and then boom, right here, 48,000. Suckers rally. Everyone's saying we're going back to the 67,000 all-time high, 69K. You know, the wick. We all know the what do they call it? The Judas candle wick? Is that what it's called? Good old RH. And it's about April 2022, after the fact that the cycle ended and topped in 2021 there, that we just looked at in November, and everyone starts buying. But like clockwork, okay, it goes down as suspected and bottoms in about November or December of 2022. I truly believe this is playing out identical. So with that being said, I don't think anything else is gonna change. I think it's gonna play out, and we should bottom overall market with Bitcoin on target, on time. In the end of 2026, November, December, we should be seeing our bottom come in completely. Okay. So you could DCA all you want, right? But just so you know, when you're heading out of the summertime of 2026, from July to, you know, August and then September, coming up on October, November, towards the end of the year, this area right here is where it's going to be the opportunity of a lifetime. So right now, look, our sponsors of the R2R live stream and video content, head over to dexfi.com/bonds. Already paid out a whopping $852,563 in USDC, right? You mint a bond with Ethereum. It costs you $59.85 to get a bond, and you get exposure to the strategies that they're using. That's complete with expert in entry and exit timing, precision managed liquidity and range settings. APR is 29.73%. Over on base, you'll just print USDC. Okay. This is part of the plan. The whole plan is surviving the toughest part of the bear market, where I believe at the end of 2026, like I said, mark my words, bookmark this, the end of 2026, November, December, we'll be scooping the very bottom of this bear market, and then it'll be a slow trajectory into the next cycle, a little pump from 4 years out, basically plan it 4 years out from October 2025, October the 5th, 2025. Put that in your calendar. 4 years out will be the next peak in the next cycle. So earning USDC at dexfi.com/bonds is the smart money, the smart move for me personally. We will have a emergency members only video tomorrow night, where we're going to talk more into detail about putting together just a full-blown game plan. Part of the game plan, though, is the RWAs, the real-world assets, guys. Okay? Putting your money into stuff right now and chasing things could be a very dangerous road from rich to wrecked. Okay? And it's all about building as smart as you can in the bear market. So head over to app.wiselending.com/RWA vaults. All right. I'm putting my getting more bang for my buck, not chasing meme tokens, not chasing a whole lot of projects unless I truly believe in what they're building, and the time will be of the essence and a big reward. Very few, maybe a handful of projects I'm looking at right now to buy no matter what through the entire downtrend in the next year. Obviously, the smartest time would be after summer, but I will be holding stable until those times come after summer, towards the end of September into October. And you can see here the public wallet I put $100 into. If you head over to app.wiselending.com/RWA vaults, 20% fixed APR. You can't beat that. It's an investment in an air node in USDC or USDT on Ethereum or Arbitrum in the World Mobile Vault. And I did an interview with Peter Wise. We talk about the safety on how the money is not in a smart contract. It goes direct to World Mobile vaults. So you don't have to worry about a smart contract holding all this money to get hacked. The users of World Mobile are telecom and internet services that are like the most competitive and cheap and easiest access for people in rural areas in the US to get internet. And it's really big in Asia, and it's growing and expanding, and the business is going to continue to double and triple in size over the next, several years. So it's recession proof. People need internet. People need, telecom is a big importance. People have to pay for that. So the subscribers that pay for their monthly service is where the fixed APR yield of 20% comes from. And it just keeps, you can watch this all night long and you just keep seeing it. I only got $100 in there. I got 82 cents right now that I can go and compound. I plan on for this one, for demonstration for the people out there while I do the live streams and video content and my members only, to anytime I have $100 to put in there, I'm going to put $100 and then I'll compound whatever's there. Okay. But these positions are very important. Let's see. Exploit. RH ended up pulling the V1 LP P-Wrap BTC dead. That's exactly what I heard. Was that Richard Hart? And if we go over to, let me pull up Deck Screener real quick. He pulled liquidity from the V1 pool for the, I believe it's the P-Wrap Bitcoin. And let me take a look here and I can verify, take a look at the pool that I have here. This is V2. So let me pull the contract really quick here. Put that into Deck Screener. Oh, wait. I need to switch my screen up, don't I? Switch the screen up. And let's look for the V1 pool. Can you even find it on a Deck Screener right now? No, not that I can see. Anyways, a homie pulled the liquidity. Maybe I can find it in here because it's been going down. I used to have it, but I guess the one I say is the V2. But V1 basically wrecked. Think the P-Wrap Bitcoin days are over with. The whole speculation with P-Die, narratives are dying. The community's been dying. Not a whole lot of excitement over there on that side, other than, where could you find the bottom on this bad boy, right? If you're somebody barely discovering Pulse Chain, then maybe you're licking your chops. I wouldn't be licking my chops into anything right now other than getting my stable coins, getting a fixed APR, using my Ethereum to get USDC on DexFi /bonds. Got some other DeFi plays too that we'll get into. We'll take a look at in a second here. But obviously, if the overall market goes down and the bottom, in my belief, the bottom of Bitcoin will be at the end of the year, November, December. Towards that time, like I said, after summer, because the summertime is usually a bad time in crypto. People start to cash out, go on vacation, do all sorts of stuff. It's just been a traditional July, right? You get some blood in the streets. I'll think about buying Pulse and all that, any other asset on there down the road once I get my stable positions just cranking out, all right? And I'm feeling good about crypto. We get confirmation that the bear market's here. I already have confirmation in my own conviction. But when the rest of the world collectively understands, hey, we're in a bear market, then it's timing everything. So I'm going to want to, pretty much speculate when that time's going to come. And I look forward to buying RH tokens on a discount even more. I think PulseX was on the verge of adding another 0. And you could possibly get lower lows. And then the overall market goes up and to the right as we merge into the next cycle, 4-year cycle. Crypto can be very easy. People it gets complex for the simple fact that there's a lot of individuals caught up in the moment of emotion. So the reason for that is you're beside yourself and you could not believe in anything other than, no, we're in a super cycle. I didn't make money this cycle. There's no way. This cycle's different. Reason is because you didn't hit the jackpot. But if you had gone into any other chain, there was so many ways to win. You could have even bought a fart coin and went to $1 billion market cap. You could have bought, all these different Elon Musk meme tokens, a lot of different tokens you could have bought and won. You could have just held Bitcoin, right? Considering where it went from the time it hit the last previous all-time high and, made some money. If you bought Bitcoin, like I said, like clockwork at the bottom from the top that happened in 2021, right? Bought the bottom in November of 2022. It was a $16,000 Bitcoin, and it went all the way to 126,000. So I think Bitcoin will go anywhere between $45,000 to $50,000. Respect the wick down here, right? So if we respect the wick, we save $49,000, $50,000. I'm thinking anywhere between 45 to 50, 44,000 because we can wick lower. Obviously there's a lot of people that'll sell in fear, but it's going to be in that range, and it's going to be at the end of the year. So listen, there will be those relief rallies. The sucker rally will come, right? We will hit lower in the 70s. The sucker rally could take us potentially to $95,000, $103,000 Bitcoin, and then shoot to exactly where I'm speculating. Mark my words, time will tell, right? Let's look at the AI project I joined over on Base too. Remember the EMP and the Build the Tech guys, right? Those devs did a lot of building on Ethereum, Pulse. Well-known group. Woo! Good guys. They are partnered up with the EMP team, and they both established the UpSense AI. It's interesting to watch it because anytime you've gone into like a trading bot, and then AI comes in, it's like a scam. No. There was a total of 40,000 that came in here, and people opted out because they're like, I want everyday gains. I'm going to invest in this and start to merge more money because it's all pooled and you get shares, right? And you can see it's not a perfect bot, right? It's trying to make the smartest moves, and it has a win rate of 61.1%. That's 11 wins, 7 losses out of 18 trades. Its best win was like $183. Its worst loss was $254. And unlike any other DeFi trading bot I've ever seen out there, any trading bot in general, you never were able to see the transparency all on chain where you can watch here and see all the trades it makes. You would just click here, you can see it's all transparent. So I have my share position. I got to increase that. And when money comes in, right, they spend a certain amount. I think the last sell was 2 hours ago. It profited like $67 on wrapped ETH. CBBTC made $26. And let me take a look here. They have an active trade right now. It says trading is active. So that's on 1.6 ETH right now on an active trade. So if it makes profit, it makes profit. If it takes a loss, it cuts its losses. It does the smartest, most conservative place, depending on what mode it's on. I know there's Deep Seeker, Exit Lead, what's just called Grok, Gwen, all different strategies. So the most conservative with DeepSeek is conservative with loose exit plans, 50% weight on buy, filters out marginal setups before entry. Then Grok, longest holding times in Arena, 45% weight on sell, patient exits, balanced judgment. And then Gwen, which is highest confidence scores, tightest stops, weight reduced to 20% to prevent over trading. So we're going to sit back and watch and grow this account by putting more into it and watch it trade, because right now its P&L is minus 291, right? When you start seeing those things that never stop winning and they don't show you the transparency on chain, it's a fugazi, right? So we've seen here it's not a perfect bot, and we're going to watch the money that it uses to climb back up. Excited to see the results. I have fun with DeFi playing with this because I can imagine myself going to 1,000, then 2,000. And as the AI trading performance increases, I get more shares for going in. I make more money on what the system does. There's a way for me to grow my USDC, which you go in with USDC and make that moolah. So I'll allow the trading bot, because I'm a horrible trader, to take that and do as it will with that. So I'm gonna trust in the process and see how that goes. Coming back here, man, what's going on? Jeez, Hex. Kind of a sad story, huh? Even when you go back to look at Ethereum Hex, looking at Inc. OG's ecosystem. I heard OG wants to do an interview with me through somebody in my chat. He left me hanging last time. We were supposed to do an interview at the beginning of August, and then he disappeared. So I don't know how true that is. Somebody linked like a screenshot of it, and I was just kind of surprised, like, what? Where has he been? Because I put a lot of money into that into the vault, and I'm 100% aware that he has the keys to that. I know that, so not too sure what's going on with that. If he wants to interview, the people want it, we'll see. I don't know. I have to hear from him. How's it going? Hope all is well. I'm going good. Your nut job. I was watching your video. I think that's what they said, you were a nut job or something like that, because you were warning people about I think it was the price of TXC or something like that. But I was laughing. You were in your best. Good content. Speaking of the devil, let's take a look at Wrap TXC. So that's the thing too. Like I said, my target buys for everything in crypto, projecting that crypto's next bottom for the bear market will be November, December 2026 for Bitcoin. That means everything all around is going to be going down as well towards the end of the year. Then, I want to be market buying, or I don't market buy. They use decentralized exchanges, would be scooping up Wrap TXC on Ethereum. The thing with TXC, any other plays I like the even with Pulse Chain, right? If I want to get Pulse, but with privacy tokens and everything else, I got to build the stable stack and then just be patient to buy the bottoms where I believe I have the most conviction, and the bottom of the bear market that we're in, right, will be the end of this year. So after the summer, I'm going to be guns a-blazing, and if a token I like it and it goes down more, obviously TXC would not be an exception. Just like any other token, when Bitcoin goes down, it takes everything with it. So only God knows how low it'll go in the time frame where people start to jump ship, people lose faith, just like they do in every token that there is in existence during a bear market, but the strong survive. So when the strong survive and there's something going on that may be a good candidate to survive the bear market and coming up on top, I'll be looking to buy more Wrap TXC. In the meantime, I'd rather just buy some miners and just let it keep paying out. Because even if the price going down with the miner, as far as ROI will be longer, you're probably better off buying a miner now, or just completely waiting and buying the absolute bottom of Wrap TXC or any other token you like. If you're speculating along the same time frame as me, is the bottom coming in the end of 2026. But either way, you either wait or you mine. I'm mining, and I'm gonna wait to buy more. Like, I want to buy more at these prices than I have, but at a certain point, when we finally get the big dump after a few sucker rallies coming up with Bitcoin, and everybody finally feels where we're heading, we go to $70,000, $65,000 Bitcoin. I can wait to DCA into a few things. It's just not throw the entire stack until I feel it's the bottom. Never did any wrap TXC. Yeah, the only reason why I buy the wrap TXC is just because I'm a big Ethereum user, EVM. It's compatible with Rabby Wallet and everything that I use, including Ledger. So the hardware wallet that Bobby sends out for TXC, I not planning on using that. I'm planning on using it to send it to a wallet to wrap it, then send the wrapped version on Ethereum. Just because of the fact that I can never, I've been in crypto a long time. I haven't used a centralized exchange other than cashing out. So meaning buying a token. If you're going to look at TXC Coin, I would never, ever in a million years, and it's been way too long since I've ever, where its highest volume right now is 88,000 on Bitmark. I would never use that exchange. I would never use MEXC. None of that. Not your keys, not your crypto. That's the worst. The easiest way to lose all your money is trading on these exchanges. So the only way I could safely, honestly keep TXC would be wrapped and be able to buy and sell via, Uniswap V2. And that's the only way I could do it. That's just me. Some people do mobile and all that. I don't get involved with that. That makes sense to like ETH. The coins are trash they did, in my opinion. Yeah, ETH right now has a lot, like big money can go into liquidity providing, right? If you're into Ethereum. I think the times of meme tokens, a lot of people missed it. There'll be opportunities for more memes, but I'm burnt out with it. Like I've been telling you guys, this, DexFi.com is they're providing liquidity. It's all transparent on chain, on base. 29.73% APR is pretty good getting paid stable tokens. Most people will be like, I want better, but it's much more higher risk. And as we can see, it's all transparent on the chain. We can see where their bonds are, the money is invested as far as what the bonds are earning to pay out the users. All of these liquidity positions that they have, whether it's on, base, Ethereum, you can see the amounts and you can see that they're yielding to earn the money that they're paying their users. And they also have DEX bonds supporting a DeFi dApp known as Plasm. And then you can see the money that they have on Binance Smart Chain, 129,000 here. They have money on Sonic, a little bit of Arbitrum. But main thing is that $1.6 million of value is all earning liquidity, and they're using the liquidity, the fees that they earn for the trading and whatnot, the real yield to pay you out. So it's not a fugazi. It's not fake money. It's real yield. Let's see. Bitmark, DEX, and other one. Too many exchanges right now. Easier to manage with a few versus 10. Yeah, I haven't used one of those exchanges in many years, but Uniswap, that's about it. If it's on Binance Smart Chain, I'll get the Pancake Swap. And then again, when you interact with like an RWA vault, the money that you go into here is not going into a smart contract. It could be, hacked or some BS. It's going to World Mobile. And when you sell out of your position, you put a sell order in, gets filled, you get your money, plus the cherry on top of your, whatever you earned at the time of your fixed APR of 20%. So that's kind of like right now where I'm at with and then with TXC. Now that we got Texit Raider here, he's a good content creator. As far as when he talks about Texit Coin, listen, I see a guy that got in early, had a good relationship, was a ranger, all these good things. Most important part, getting in early, but reports the good, bad, and the ugly. So that's very important when it comes to cryptocurrency. You don't really want to have like extreme bias. You might be like buddies with the founder. You want to be that guy that can go any way. And I think he did get a little bit of a little slap on the hand with some consequences for not talking like the founders would want you to talk. Don't say that, right? But blockchain's freedom, right? Especially on YouTube, we can say what we want. So obviously with him talking about the price, some things that's gone on with the founder. No project's perfect, no founder's perfect. Everyone's going to have different points of conviction. I think for someone who was early on, you're probably like, whoa, like I got in cheap and then it's $3 and it's the best thing since sliced bread. Then the price goes down and that definitely can change sentiment. But everyone's got a different opportunity in crypto. It's so interesting because like, even if it's just TXC coin or like Bitcoin, when you're like, I can never hate Bitcoin because I bought it so cheap, $250. The people who hate Bitcoin after when I bought it were the ones that were buying when it went on a run, to 1,000, 2,000. But imagine the people that bought at 15 to 20,000, and then the bull market ends in December of 2017, and it goes to 3,000. They hate Bitcoin at that time. Unless they held and DCA'd at $3,000, it was probably the worst experience ever. So I've had a few cryptocurrencies that I've bought in the tops, and I'm like, forget that project, So between the people that buy the tops and get in early and bought early, versus each other, everyone has a different opinion and a feeling. And I've been there so many times, or I've bought in so many tops, and I'm just, how it feels. It sucks when you do that. Or you sell early, like my Shiba Inu, right? I put like 5K in it, and I pull out like 50 grand, and the amount that I had would have been worth over $10 million like later that year. So I don't even like to hear the name Shiba Inu. All I did after was like, forget Shiba, it's a scam. I was so mad. I mean, I lost sleep over that for a long time. You gotta understand, like, I already don't sleep, right? I wake up in the middle of the night, like, I got some sleep issues. That just added fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring it down, but I try not to hype it either. I don't want anyone to come to me that they lost money. It's just my journey. Yeah, you got to understand that too. It is your journey. I think it's a very good story too to watch you, and it motivates me to know that you got in early, and that the opportunity, regardless how early you get, when you hit a peak, you hit a peak. What TXC went close to $7. So definitely, if it is a strong project to last a long time, the bear market will bless you with either the opportunity to buy when you got in or close enough. I mean, like it always gives us a second chance. It doesn't happen for all of them though. But I do definitely like TXC. So you guys know I make a lot of content. 58,371 miners. Taking a look at the miners bought. See, the beginning of January, 136 miners bought. Not a whole lot has been bought in the past. I think the last time they had 60 was on the 17th. So that's about 5 days ago. The past couple days, it's been 31. And that's the markets, right? Nobody's hyped up about buying stuff. But in my honest opinion, since it's going to be a long wait for the absolute bottoms for everything, buy a miner and relax. You're in the driver's seat of the biggest experiment of your life when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. And I think we all want it just to make enough money. And as a content creator, I agree with what you said. I just want people to see my journey, and I don't want people saying, hey, I lost because of that. That doesn't feel good. I was up over 68,000%. I'm up over a little 5,000 or so right now. Yeah, so think of it this way. You probably, I don't know how your story ended up, but I've been through this so many times. If you were up 68,000% and you didn't sell, you're probably thinking, man, I should have sold it all, took money plus profit, send it to the real world, make it real, and leave a moon bag. And then your moon bag keeps growing because I know you have a lot of miners. So you're in a really good spot, either if you would have sold or not, because you literally have tokens mining every day. So you're going to be in a position, whether you like it or not, to see this out as long as you're earning every single day, which I'm earning every single day. You're earning every single day. So it could be interesting where the journey goes. I bought Litecoin at $300 December, then it crashed. Then I swooped up a bunch around 37. Yeah, I only reason why I hate Litecoin is when I first bought Litecoin, it was like a stable token. It was at $3. It was the weirdest crypto I ever bought. When I first bought Litecoin, it was like $3, and the chart was just like a straight line. I don't know why it never moved. It literally felt like a stable token. However, everyone that it was in a group with, we were all buying Litecoin $3, and when we sold, we were like, holy smokes, guess what's happening now? Like, we kind of moved on. Charlie Lee, the founder and creator of Litecoin, started dumping on his investors' heads. I still have a sour taste in my mouth over the fact that a founder did that. Like he did it on chain, all transparent. You can see him dumping his wallet and did nothing with it for years after. And it was the weirdest thing I'd seen in crypto at the time, because it was like I got off the ship right before it sunk. But either way, that was the market where I sold it at the top of the cycle from when it went to $3. I was just loading up on this Litecoin, right? Because at the time, before Ethereum officially became the silver of the industry, where Bitcoin was the gold of the industry, everyone was saying that Litecoin was going to be the fast and furious version of Bitcoin and be adopted. And we all were like, yeah, this makes sense. It's like, it's quicker, it's faster. But the founder just basically gave up on everything he was saying and dumped at the top and literally crashed the price. And I had never seen anything like it in my life. So, I couldn't believe that. And that's why with Charlie Lee, it's just hard for me to ever forgive him for that. Because I was like, dude, you know how many people believed in you, bro? Like, you're supposed to be what we were buying coffee with one day with. And yeah, it didn't work out that way. Once you break trust, you break trust. It's an interesting rumor too. And I kind of just want to point it out, is the people are saying BlackRock linked wallets are selling. Right? Like, people think that BlackRock is dumping all this Bitcoin. But what you have to remember too is you'll see a lot of headlines like that. They're just pretty big outlets create FUD and fear. But what they're actually doing is these linked wallets, they're moving, hundreds of millions of dollars. It talks about $430 million here in Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime, right? So when BlackRock does that, it's not anything out of the ordinary. They do that. We've been tracking and seeing, and they're doing that, and they're sending cash flow, crypto, to the Coinbase Prime, and there's not been like these big dumps that people were talking about. And I think in this article it even talks about as well that that's not the case. It's just money moving. BlackRock's moves 100 million. Somebody on Twitter is spreading the rumor that they dumped it all. I mean, they could be dumping something, but it's not something that is being like as reported. And you just gotta watch. You just gotta kind of watch your six on that, right? Let's see. I've cashed in. I got paid out $50K in commissions. Then that stopped. I sold 5K tokens at 540. There you go, to cover the tax for the year. And giving around 5K TXC coin, giving 10 mines. Hey man, that's really good. I would like to be a good leader in. Yeah, he sure did do us wrong in with TXC coin. I've built my team. It's not going to be, for me, it's not going to be like an up and to the right where I'm going to overhype it, because I want people to know, like, you could honestly wait for a TXC dip, but I think the miner outweighs waiting for that dip, because you're going to earn most people are going to take that $995 and buy something and turn it into $100. At least get the long-term ROI on a miner when it comes to Texas coin, right? It just happens. Like if you don't have your money locked up in something with conviction that you're not going to sell, or put it into a stable token earning yield or anything like that, you're likely going to gamble on something and lose as we go down in the next year. It's just the truth. Crypto is very like it's gambling at the end of the day. You're gambling on an opportunity. You're hoping for the best for everything, but we'll see. Let me take a look really quick at Yahoo Finance here, and man, the markets are all over the damn place. 1 minute they're fearing about Trump attacking Greenland, the CNN's losing their mind. We got all this ICE stuff going on, tariffs, this and that, and the news are not reporting the actual facts between they're not reporting the good things that are actually really going on from a lot of the choices that the president has actually made for the country. Remember, the tariffs started at the beginning of the year, and there was some insane volatility going on, and we have done nothing but up and to the right since the trade wars started to be a big talk and a big topic. And you look at the 1 year, I mean, if we can even go further back, we'd have to look at the 5, but let's see. Right here in this month, right? We have the beginning of 2025, the Trump term, and tariffs, boom, hit us hard. 5,074 S&P 500. And ever since we're up and to the right, and every little scared, 200 tariffs, okay, 200% tariff, blah, blah, blah. This keeps going up and to the right. It's already went above 7,000. War scare, everything. Look at gold's about to hit 5K. A strong indication that global markets are in a lot of fear. Even if you look at silver, I think when I looked at silver, it was... See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Remember my old channel? I would pull out my silver bars and I would, talk about silver. It was $15, $20, and no one gave a shit about it because of the price and because it didn't move much, right? It wasn't exciting to watch silver at all. But now you fast forward and everyone would be like, Thomas, why are you buying all this silver? Buy Bitcoin. I'm like, because we're in these crazy cycles that I was learning about every 4 years. I'm like, I'm going to cash out my crypto because we're almost at the end of the 4-year cycle, and I'm going to load up on silver. So a lot of people were like, you're crazy, dude. Like, did you just buy that $2,500 box of, American Eagles? And at the spot price that you get when you buy in bulk, it comes out to about 25 to 27 an ounce, even though you could have got at a local, metals dealer in town. I could have got, roughly 21, 22 per ounce an Eagle. Now that doesn't even matter. All my Canadian maples and my hand poured bars and everything that you really store for long-term wealth, like you're not going and trading like, hey, running out, it's really long term. But like now, $98.62. Congratulations, inflation finally started to kick in like I said it would. And that's just how the game works. And a lot of people will say sell it now, and maybe it does correct. I don't care, because what will never correct is the money that's circulating and it continues to print. So I'll even laugh even harder 5 years from now when everyone, 5 years ago on my YouTube channel, my old one, right? I had 30,000 subs and I was like, I'm buying silver, guys. I've been buying it. Like, I've been buying it on camera and showing it for years, before, and everyone would laugh at me. I don't want to say I got the last laugh, but it was only inevitable that precious metals were going to go up because of what's happening to our currency. And the markets are definitely in a position to, I think, a big pop. Okay, big pop. It's gambling, but I dropped 1K in a slot machine, and that was fun. Over 2 minutes later, I spent 1K and I played on an hour's money over a year. Such a cool play. I did buy 3 gold ounce, 1 ounce coins with TXC at the gun show. Cost maybe 800 TXC. Now that gold's worth 5K, and the TXC is worth less than 600. Ooh, mega win. Man, talk about a good play right there. Yeah, that's a good exchange, man. Whoever got the 800 TXC is like, dude, that was a bad sell, right? But that's a beautiful thing. That's the great thing about the ability to be able to let go of those coins at about $5.40, right? Because you start to go, I smell like the top coming in, because it's coming, right? Anything that goes up into the right and has good success and a good launch. And it is ultimately TXC is a good project, right? You're mining it in Texas. I think I've even seen you at the mining facilities on camera. Yeah, I think I've seen a short of you at the TXC mining facilities. So you've seen it, you've tasted it, you've walked through it. And even though you had all of those elements of a very close position to the reality of these are real mines, real mining facilities, it's a real project, and these are the things that are happening, you still were able to say, you know what, $5.40, I gotta cash out, right? And that's the smartest thing you can do, because no matter how much you love a crypto, someone's gonna sell and it's gonna go down, and you better make sure it's you. Hope make it you and not somebody else dumping on your head. I bought a 7K AR build and paid with TXC. Cost me less than 1K. Damn. Made a lot of good buys. Wow. Yeah, you're doing good for yourself. And for me, I never walked on their mining facilities like you have. So you guys have a very close connection with that project, and it's good that you are succeeding in making good trades at selling, definitely towards the top. If anybody's wondering about TXC, you can join. I got a Telegram group in there, pretty much just to show video updates if they do a Zoom call, things like that. We'll give you all the bells and whistles on how to sign up. Obviously, you want to be the most comfortable you've ever been, and that's only going to happen if you do your own research, right? So go out there, Text It Raider. He has a mix of everything. So again, if you see my content, somebody else's content, and you're like, this is all too good to be true. Well, there's another side to the story too, and there's a lot of mixed things going on. But when you do, ultimately, if you do your research and you're like, hey, Thomas is mining it, he's liking it, he's having fun, start with one miner. And if you don't feel comfortable, don't ever buy one again. Maybe you buy the dips, but pretty sure once you do a little bit of research and you take a look at just the idea of a cryptocurrency started off mining in Texas and the big community of people behind it, and I don't see a lot of them going anywhere anytime soon, and little by little their people are putting in the work to build it. Create an account, choose a package, you start mining, right? And got these different packages. You don't have to go crazy. Get a single miner, $995, 100 mega hash, and ultimately, as difficulty goes up, you'll have to buy more miners. Just like if you were to start mining Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency right now, over time, you got to buy more hardware, plus the electricity bills keep coming in. You don't have to worry about that aspect, but you will have to continue to buy miners to go through the difficulties of mining the cryptocurrency to keep your rewards going. But generally, the idea is to sit back, mine, and enjoy, and see if that path to 16 comes true anytime soon. But we'll see. I think you're gonna have to wait a while for the bear market to bottom out. Yes, I've been to Bobby's house, all the facilities. I was fairly close with them at the time. I wish I sold half at $5. I'm truly pro Texit, but if the shoe fits. However, I still recommend getting a miner. Join R2R team. I appreciate you, man. That's good too. I hope that with you and Bobby, it's I've had this experience of where I've gotten into it with developers and founders, and as I got older and matured, I kind of was like, man, I feel embarrassed for doing that. At the time, I was like, I'm going balls to the walls after these guys. They did me wrong, and then you just kind of get over it, and then you bridge that gap, and then everything's cool again. So that's where I'm at with a lot of people that I've had some issues with. So hopefully you guys could shake hands one day and they get you back on your commission plan and do what's right, because that needs to be fair to someone like you who continues to support them. I mean, you got Texted in your name, and you're big on YouTube for it. Hopefully you guys can shake hands one day and call a truce. And that's what it's all about, man. Not enough time in this world for all the hate. Maybe it's because I'm older, I don't have the energy anymore. But I used to go out there and get them, bro. I would be beefing with everybody, and I just learned a lesson. I want to take the high road and focus on other things. But it did get the best of me at some point. I delete all bad video and be positive. If he would just say sorry and apologize, but he's ghosting me. It's been kind of rough, honestly. Yeah, I know what you're looking for, man. You're just looking for somebody you've met to just reach out and say, hey man, let's make it right, and you'd be willing to move on. And I think that's fair, wanting to get that, especially with the work you put into it. So yeah, I wish you the best with that. I really hope that he does that. And we'll see where it goes, but I'm glad that you're pro, you got a voice, and you talk about everything, because definitely with me, like I said, if there was anything to pop up with any project, whether it's viral, my favorite privacy token, I'm going to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. And if anyone had a problem with it, it is what it is. But appreciate everybody, guys. We're at the 52-minute mark. Don't forget to smash the like button. Links are in the description for app.wiselending.com/RWA vaults. Get your 20% APR in stables, USDC, USDT, whether it's on Ethereum or Arbitron. Head over to dexfi.com/bonds. You can start earning APR in the form of USDC payouts. Get ready for that bear market. And yeah, if TXC, get one miner and start off. I got a link in the description. I always put the tutorial of how I signed up and how I started the journey. And I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. If anything changes, you'll hear it here first. So thanks so much, guys. Take care. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.
The reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. Every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
I think that most people, the reason that they lack success in their life is that they lack the courage to make the decisions that need to be made to put them in the position that they want to be in.
You can get so scared, and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking, in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.